Hey, Jules Bus Vegan, and as always, welcome to my channel. And for those of you who are new, I know you can benefit. So, people, I want to celebrate myself. It's a real stretch. Yeah, it can be hard to take a moment to celebrate myself. I'm going to be celebrating every 10 days because it's super important to have like small markers in the big picture, right? And so, yeah, I'm going to take a moment to do that. So, a couple of things. One, today is the 3rd anniversary of my nephew Dean ODing. Some of you have been following me that long, and you've been praying for Dean this entire time, which I appreciate so much. And what happened was he totally OD'd. I'm sure on a bunch of drugs, but mostly these little things called whippets. And they're like teeny canisters of, what's it called when you inhale and make that funny voice? Oh my goodness. You guys are, oh, thank you, helium. So they're these tiny little canisters of helium. It's almost like a vape pen, and you inhale them. Well, when they found him, there were like 100, more than 100, I don't even know. A ton of them on the floor. He was in his own vomit. He'd been there for days. And he was in a coma, of course. They had to put in a trach, everything. And praise God, he recovered from that. He learned to speak again. He's just come so far, but his brain never recovered in terms of being able to control, like deliberately make his hands move or make his feet move. But coming up on the 3-year mark, like the other day, I said, "Hey, Dean, give me a thumbs up." And he gave a thumbs up. I mean, like, I'm so hopeful that God's restoring him this side of heaven. What I know to be true is that had he just been instantly recovered, he would have gone right back out and killed himself. Like, that's so sad, but I'm sure it's true. So I'm trusting God, continuing to restore my beautiful Dean. And thank you again for all of you who have prayed for him this entire time. And I just ask for continued prayers, because he has such a beautiful soul, and he just deserves a good life. He had a tough little upbringing, and he deserves a good life. So prayers for Dean. The other thing is I wanted to share these darling little bracelets. Teacher is absolutely, at least this teacher, love anything to do with an apple. And this little apple is so cute. And then this is a pencil. It makes a pencil. It's so cute. But hidden on the back side of the pencil is Mrs. M. And anything personal that has to do with a teacher or my name, please, I'm in love. So that was really sweet. It was from my partner teacher. But anyway, the reason I'm celebrating is because, again, if you've been following me, you know how sick I've been with my food, how much weight I put on. Go back a video oh my gosh. Because yesterday I was sharing with you guys on breathing, and I put a couple of attached videos. Oh my Lord. Like, why compete with anyone else? I already know what my hotness looks like. I already know what my face looked like a year ago, a year and a half ago. Like, all the potential is right there. I've just got to get back to me, right? There's no one else I need to match. I can look hot enough for me. And that's very cool, So yeah, I struggled really bad last year. I was playing with my diet a lot. I got off track a bunch. I tried to match my husband vegan burger for burger, oily fries for fries. I mean, please don't even get me started. It was so terrible. And I really had a lot of trips and slips trying to get back. And luckily, God is really merciful. The taste buds will renew in a very short period of time. I mean, seriously, it only takes like 7 to 10 days to get new taste buds. So after that, it's all about the mindset, right? Yeah, so luckily the taste buds renew very quickly, and I have a really brief article on 5 steps for renewing your taste buds. But anyway, so yeah, I am just proclaiming 10 days at a time. So I'm going to say that I have been clean 10 days, okay? That is straight up. So yes, I've been clean for 10 days. What does that look like? I've been eating God's food, all plant-based vegan, no oil, no salt, no sugar. And I don't want to be ultra aware of my calories because I have a compulsive controlling mindset and it'll make me crazy. But I've had a sense of how much I'm eating. It's within my window of calories. And I've been doing my water a minimum of 12 cups, easily 16, but I committed to a minimum of 12. And I've been moving my body, not excessively, because I'm just getting back into the discipline. And if I get too crazy in every single thing and mark every checkbox, I'll fall. I will fall so hard. I've proven it a gazillion times. I think it's really obvious to anyone following me who can tell whether I'm on my plan or not. I mean, God doesn't let me hide. Like right away, my eyes become brighter, my skin becomes rosier. You know, I don't wear any makeup, right? I don't have any foundation, nothing. I just put on a little bit of Color My World, and no, I'm not sponsored, but I should be. Color My World lipstick. That was vegan lipstick. Is fantastic. It's supposed to be for women over 40 because it's supposed to help with, like, you know, lines and things like that. I don't know about that. I just know that it's a really good lipstick. Right now my I have a rip in my thing from being so chapped. Oh my gosh. It is so cold and so dry in the high desert. It's insanity. But anyway, Color My World lipstick, that's it. The rest is sponsored by God and a lot of years on the planet. I'll say that. But yeah, shout out to 101 Annie on Instagram and Annie Beard for turning me on to Color My World lipstick. There's something else I was going to say about... Well, I just want to thank people who've been supporting me because I've been doing outreach calls too this week. You know, to just stay well. Whatever the temptation is coming my way, I am not giving in to the nonsense. I have to be well, even for just things like my nephew Dean. You know, I'm the youngest of 11 children. I don't know which kids will be around, but Dean is much younger than I am, and he'll be around. And I need to be here for him. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many reasons, let alone my children, let alone my family, let alone. But that's just one more reason, and I will make those outreach calls to try and be well, you know, to just get well. So let's just talk about how easy it is to get your taste buds open to receiving the better foods, okay? Because, yeah, at first, I think part of the reason I was having so much trouble even getting back into my plant-based vegan was because my taste buds were just so full of toxicity, they didn't even recognize it as food. And so I would make it like a meal or two and then just go, oh, you know, I'd rather go back to toxic waste. That is not the case right now. My taste buds are amazing. Even the most subtle hints of our soil depleted foods taste amazing. Okay, so let's get into it. And of course, I'll include this in the description of the video. 5 steps to reset your taste buds. A comment we hear time and time again from our home delivery customers is that after finishing their detox, everything they eat suddenly tastes different. And they're not imagining it. By following a few simple steps, you can actually retrain your taste buds for the better and can notice a difference in what you crave as well as how things taste in just a few days. And that's straight up. Taste bud cells undergo continual turnover even through adulthood, and their average lifespan has been estimated to be approximately 10 days. And I'm just celebrating a 10-day mark right now. So going forward tomorrow, they'll be even more pristine. Yay, God. In that time, you can actually retrain your taste buds to crave less refined foods and to really appreciate the vivacity of plant-based foods. After eating a diet with less refined foods, think wheat, dairy, refined sugar, you will notice that if and when you reintroduce them to your diet, their flavor will be much more pronounced and may taste sweeter or saltier than they did before. And I recommend not reintroducing them. Not only are they slowly poisoning and killing you, but why, right? That's my mistake. Going backwards, it is so much easier. And Tanny Raw, if you're familiar with Tanny Raw at all, she used to always say it is far easier to stay the course than to fall and have to build your way back. That is straight up. I couldn't agree more. And I'm a master at practicing that. And I don't want to anymore. Okay, 5 steps to reset your taste buds. Number 1, get in the kitchen. Cooking from scratch and avoiding processed foods is the best way to have more control over your diet. You'll immediately be cutting out the added salt, sugars, and oils and preservatives used in a lot of processed and store-bought meals. Try experimenting with lots of flavorsome ingredients like citrus, herbs, and spices to help brighten your palate. That is so true. Like tonight, I this is going to be interesting for sure. My husband wanted me to stop and get fast food. I was starving. And that could really be a trigger, especially this early in, right? Just 10 days clean. And he decided he wanted to go to Jack in the Box. And I quickly looked up a vegan site and said, what's vegan at Jack in the Box? And they immediately said that you could get the chicken bowl, which is rice, vegetables, and chicken, hold the chicken. And so I was like, oh, okay. And then it recommended that because you're holding the chicken to get double the vegetables. And so I was like, all right. So I asked the guy and I'm like, do you add oil or do you, and he's like, nope. It's just literally steamed vegetables and rice. And I said, how much rice? And it was just like 6 ounces of rice, like a really solid cup. And so I was like, heck yeah. And the double vegetables were broccoli with a little bit of shredded carrot, and the whole thing was steamed. And I was just like, thank you, God. So I totally got that. I got home, I got a bunch more lettuce, a bunch of romaine lettuce, cut it up really quickly, poured in that, and it's freezing, so that warm rice was amazing. And the broccoli was incredible. And I added some fun spices, including a chipotle. Oh my gosh, so good, from Frontier. Yeah, Frontier brand spices. It was a chipotle. I mean, even if the food wasn't that warm anymore, by the time I got it in that bowl and set up the salad, the chipotle was so spicy, it felt like I was eating a hot meal. It was so good. Woo woo. I mean, what a save that was, right? So between that and the very plain, healthy baked potato at Wendy's, if my husband's begging me to stop and I'm feeling compulsive, I can totally get a baked potato. And again, just bring it home and put it on top of way more greens, right? The whole bang for your buck with greens. So that was fabulous. Okay, number 2, avoid wheat, dairy, and refined sugars. It's this combination of high sugar, high carb, high fat foods that make you accustomed to taste numbing foods and stop you from appreciating the sweet, sour, bitter flavors you get from vegetables. While you may not have an intolerance to wheat or dairy, eating foods that are designed to work with your body, not against it, will help the natural detoxification and resetting process. Thankfully, we now have great alternatives with a plethora of plant-based ingredients on the market and good quality gluten-free oats and flour readily available. Number 3, try to reduce or ideally eliminate alcohol and caffeine. These both affect our blood sugar levels, and it has been proven that when our blood sugar levels are more stable, we are less likely to crave quick fix foods and instead reach for fruit and vegetables, which will train your body to appreciate a more variety of flavors. Try simply swapping things like a cup of herbal tea in place of that extra caffeinated cup, and alternate a glass of water with alcoholic drinks each round. That's just important anyway, because people get so dehydrated. You should always be having water in between each of those drinks. Though I, praise God, have been sober for 30 years. Okay, anyway, I do appreciate how you'll crave fruit and vegetables. For me, everything is eyesight, right? My eyes crave the bright vivacity of fruit and vegetables the minute they see them. I mean, if you're going to show me a couple of pictures of brown, and all of a sudden there's this beautiful fruit and vegetables, so yes. And today, let's be fair, because I'm largely raw, and then a day, 2, 3 days a week, it just depends. I might have a meal with a cooked element, and of course the cooked element will be plant-based. Whole food, totally. But like today, for instance, I had a bunch of oranges for breakfast. For lunch, I had bananas, nectarines, and apples. For a snack, I had celery. And then finally for dinner, I had exactly what I just said. So you get the gist, right? All right, number 4. Try to eat between 5 to 10 portions of different colored fruit and vegetables a day. Okay, I'm in love. I'm totally in love. That is straight up. All those people who say, oh, don't exceed 2 pieces of fruit a day, and Be careful in your. Are you kidding me? 5 to 10 portions? That's a yes. And of course, I far exceed that, but that's my diet. But yay. Okay, this will ensure you become accustomed to eating a wider range of flavors with a high intake of nutrients. This way, you will feel more nourished and satisfied, as well as more likely to appreciate food that doesn't have all the added sugars, salt, and other nasties. Smoothies are a great way of upping your fruit and veggie intake. For inspiration, go to our guide to the perfect smoothie. That's so true for people who are just like, I just can't get it. It's just too much food. Blend it. You can get it down to 8 ounces and get a ton of fruit and vegetables in there. I personally love the food, and it might be because I do come from compulsive eating and excess, but I like the physical. I like the chewing. I like the satiation of, knowing that I ate a good amount. I can't really just drink all my calories or I'm in trouble. I will far exceed that. It'll lead to a binge for me. Number 5, make time for breakfast. Set yourself up to success so that you feel nourished and satisfied from whole, unprocessed foods. Again, whole, unprocessed foods. When in a rush in the morning, it's common, again, to reach for sugary quick fixes, which will set you off on the wrong foot. And again, in terms of becoming attached to these foods, it's worth getting it up an extra 10 minutes earlier to enjoy a breakfast that contains slow-release carbohydrates to maintain steady energy levels, as well as a little protein and healthy fats to help keep you feel fuller longer. I appreciate that, and I love that they're not talking about any dead animals. Yay. They're not even talking about animal byproducts. I am thrilled to no end because this was a random article, and I'm just so happy. It's called Detox Kitchen. I'm just so happy that this article is in line with what I believe in. For me, it's all about getting in just a bunch of juicy, delicious fruit for me, to start my day. So that's why I just love all those oranges in the morning. Anything that's just going to sprout in my mouth. A delicious cantaloupe. If it's watermelon season, hello. Juicy mango. And of course, I'll make a smoothie with a bunch frozen of the exact fruits that I just said. And just get that going, it easily holds me until lunch. And I just absolutely love that. So it says, and I just wanted to say that, of course, all of God's food automatically contains carbohydrates, fat, and protein. And in the right amount, like an 80-10-10, right? So, yeah, if you want, go up to Jules, so not in the upper bar, but right there under Jules Plus Vegan where it has the search, and put in sofas, like sitting on a sofa, and that'll talk to you about abstaining from the sugar and the oil and the fats and, the overall alcohol, of course. That's a really good one. Also, 80-10-10. Put 80-10-10 in that little search engine. I've got a great talk in 80-10-10. I was trying to think another one up there that would be good. If you're feeling compulsive, put in HALT, HALT, for hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. I've got a bunch of videos. And this is all note to self. It's always note to self. To remind myself that I've been around for over 4 years. I've got 1,500 videos, more than that, 2,000 videos. And all of these tips are there. And I'm so grateful to be able to tap back into them. All right. So it says protein might keep you full longer. We love porridge topped with nut butter, banana, and a sprinkling of seeds. I'm sure that is delicious for some people. Absolutely. I would not add nut butter myself, but it says overnight oats, and that's a hyperlink. You can get the recipe. Or baked oat bites are great options if you struggle to find time for breakfast, as you can prep these beforehand. Once you've followed these steps for a few weeks, you'll notice a difference in what you crave, having retrained your taste buds for the better. We make this even easier with our homemade delivery plans. Okay, so it's an ad for these people who can send you plant-based vegan meals. I mean, come on. For some people, they need to invest in themselves. Personally, it's very therapeutic for me to prep meals. I love the cutting, I love the dicing, I love the prepping, I love the physicality of it. I'm content to do that. But like my husband, he's open to being more plant-based. He's been saying, maybe I should consider getting a meal delivery, for him, I'm all in. Whatever can make him healthier. So yeah, people, I just wanted to celebrate 10 days, and I'm going to celebrate 20 and 30 and 40 and 1,000. Stick around. It's going to get good. I am getting back to me. Oh, there's this program I'm doing, and it was saying that one of the things we can just say is, oh, well. I can just say, oh, well, for the last year and a half. I mean, I was really going through my notes. I was really going through things. I was being honest about how much weight I gained. I can't hide. Everyone can see it. Everyone can see even how much more I was a second ago, how little I'll be next. Like, my body just responds to everything, and my face is so obvious I cannot hide. And I just had to be real. Like, how long has it been, where you've been really just faltering, where you really gave up in your heart, where, intensely, like loosely, for almost a year and a half, intensely for a good strong year. Oh my gosh, I think it'll be a year in February, that I just lost my mind and just lost myself. And I can say, oh well, today's another day. Oh well, tomorrow can only be better. Oh well. That's my new one. You heard it here at JBV. That's Jules Plus Vegan. Oh well. All right, my friends, like if you like, join us if you haven't, subscribe. Let me know in the comments below how I may support you. How'd you like that talk on Tastebuds and resetting them? Let me know what you think. And until we talk again, best of all, oh well is ours for the taking, and therefore we're blessed.